What is up, Rocket Nation? Hello, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's play some Assassin's Creed Shadows. And look at that view to start off the day. Is that not gorgeous? Well, we're going to be picking up today right where we left off in the last episode. Always remember, if you guys do miss an episode, there's always a link down in the description for the entire playlist. Go get caught up, meet me back here, and then you can hear me explain what we did in the last episode after you watched it. Basically, in the last episode, with the help of Yusuke, we were able to extend the reach of our allies all the way out to none other than Lady Nene. And with her help, we were able to put not only a name, but also a face to the Naginata, our next target within the Shinbukfu. And it is none other than Akechi Kagemitsu. And I nailed that name. First try. I swear it hasn't taken me 12 takes to get to this point. Make sure you guys go down below in the comments and tell me what a great job I did pronouncing that guy's name. But after thwarting his attempted ambush on a former daimyo of Omi by the name of Shote, I do believe is what his name was, he fled like a coward. And he's actually now staying in this little castle right over here across the lake. I believe it's called Sakamoto Castle. Again, nailed it first try. But today's goal is going to be gaining access to Sakamoto Castle. And we're going to be doing that with the help of none other than Shote. And, well, I guess more of the help of his daughter. He's drunk right now. If you want to see about that, remember, last episode. Go back, check it out. But first, before we do any of that, we got to go and do some contracts. You guys know how I start off every episode. It's contracts, contracts, contracts. I'm going to go to the Azuchi Kakarega. I'm going to grab all 3 contracts. I'm going to go around and do them. And then I will bring you guys back when we're a little bit closer to our next quest, which is going to be against the Koga-ryu. But first, let me just say thank you guys for all your love and support. I appreciate you guys. Remember, if you liked today's video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also if you never want to miss another episode of our amazing walkthrough of Assassin's Creed Shadows, all you got to do is click that little bell notification icon, and those notifications shall be delivered. All right, I'm going to go get some contracts done. I will bring you guys back when we get a little closer to our quest. And one final thing before we get the day underway. The reason for the fast travel is we've actually already done in the last episode all of the contracts that we're able to do for this season within the Omi territory. So when we actually do this fast travel, you'll see in the upper right hand corner of the screen, we are ready for a season change. So this will trigger that season change, allowing us to accept new contracts for the day. So that is the actual reason for the fast travel.
I can't let them see me.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And along the way here, after I finished my first contract, if you keep an eye on the top of your screen here, you'll see that about 72 meters away, we have ourselves another Sumi-e. So this just goes to show you every single day when I'm doing these contracts, I usually find between anywhere from 1 to 3 of these Sumi-es along the way. So always keep your eye out at the top of your screen.
I see you.
This one's going to be for some Tanuki pups that are actually playing.
You're too far away. I need to be quiet. Good view from here.
And these things might be the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I do not believe these creatures actually exist. I think they're mythical. They're mythical creatures. And at some point, we're going to fight a grown-up one.
Got it.
And there it is. Tanuki pups playing Sumi-e has now been completed. We got one of the pups as an actual placeable object within the hideout. Also, we got a wall decoration and 500 XP. And I'm off to my second contract. I'll see you guys when those contracts are done, or when I inevitably run across another Sumi-e. All right, welcome back, everybody. And we are actually right out in front of our final destination for today's episode, which is going to be Sakamoto Castle. But before we actually do there, we still got our other quest to do against the Koga-ryu. But I figured I'd bring you guys back. I wasn't sure on whether or not I was going to include this or not, but I thought we're so close to it. Why don't I bring you guys to something a little special? So as you're making your way along the outside of Sakamoto Castle, we're going to be heading towards our next quest, which is against the Koga-ryu. And just before you reach that little pathway that's going to lead up there, there's going to be another path that you cross. And it's going to be this one right here. So to give you guys a look around so you guys have an idea. Sakamoto Castle right there. This little path is going to lead up here. I'm going to follow this path. It's going to be just a long, winding path. There is no other paths along it. So just follow it to the top, and I will meet you guys at the very top. All right, and here we are at the top of a long, winding path. And we actually have discovered a cemetery of all things. And at the very top here, there will be a codex entry. This one's going to be for funerals and tombstones. And if you actually hold down on the left trigger, you're going to be able to see that there is a chest off to our right. Now, before we go and get the chest, there will be some dialogue that happens here. I'm going to leave this in for you guys to enjoy.
For you, Nasubaba, as satiation for your hunger, as thanks for your aid, I saw you through the rising smoke that night, ringing the temple bell, urging me to go. If not for you, I would have died here. May your body be released from Jigoku's flames. May Nobunaga's butchers take its place instead.
All right, and that is all the dialogue that is available there. But if you come right back here behind this little rock wall, you're going to notice that there is going to be a legendary chest. And opening it, this is going to reward us with a legendary Kanabo called the Venom Pillar. Now, this is only usable by Yasuke. And if we actually go into our menu here, we can actually check out Yasuke's loadout. And all you do is just press to the left and you can rotate back and forth between Naoe's loadout and Yasuke's loadout. And if we go in here, we're actually going to go ahead and equip this right now. So this will come to you at whatever level you're already at. And this one's legendary perk is instantly charge posture attacks by alternating attack types. So it is by pressing the RB or the RT button or R1 or R2. So you alternate between those and you can instantly charge up posture attacks, making it very easy to get posture attacks in. Super powerful weapon, and it's going to be usable here for some of you that choose to use them during your playthrough very shortly here. So I thought I'd bring you guys back, share this legendary weapon with you. Just a little bit of a power boost for Yasuke, because I know we don't really have much gear for him right now, and I wanted to sort of give you guys something going into this next quest with. So spoiler alert right there. But I will meet you guys at our next quest, which is going to be against the Koga-ryu.
I'm not allowed here. I should be quiet.
We've finished the search. Nothing to report. Huh?
All right, welcome back, everybody, and we have made it to the site of our next main quest. This one's going to be against the Koga-ryu. And if we actually go into the objective board, we can see that this one reads, the contact suggests recruiting a former daimyo of Omi to help infiltrate Sakamoto Castle. And in fact, we're not actually recruiting the daimyo himself, but indeed his daughter, who goes by the name of Katsuhime. That's who we're here to meet. She's going to be located up here in the temple up above us. But there is some dialogue that happens as you're making your way up the hill. So I figured I'd bring you guys back for that. For the remainder of this, I'm going to remain quiet until we actually get up in the temple. Then there's a couple of things I'll cover. But for right now, I'm just going to sort of let this play out, and I will see you guys in just a minute.
Once the fields here were so green, and the air hung heavy with tea's sweet fragrance.
That which has come before must surely return.
True. As Saicho said, what is the true treasure of a nation but its spirit, seeking the Buddha path?
The mountain thunders with the wrath of yokai.
Fool! That is the crack and roar of a temple firing.
What? The ghosts have mastered gunpowder? I am even more alarmed than before.
In Ryakuji, Nobunaga slaughtered thousands here. Their spirits still haunt the land. Such desolation. And for what? To feed the pride of vengeful men.
All right, and as you see, once we get to the top of the hill here, we're going to get a great view of my horse's butthole, but also there is a codex entry as well. I'm not even going to attempt to try and say that. I would butcher it.
Best if I remain unseen.
So actually, once we enter in the temple here, you can see that there are 3 lost pages that can be found. And for the rest of this, I'm kind of just going to sort of make my way through. It's all pretty self-explanatory. If you sort of follow along with what I'm doing, you shouldn't have any issues. One thing to be aware of, though, is that there is a readable that is located right here on top of the wood.
Akechi Kagemitsu's guard captain despises his overlord. Good to know.
And then there are going to be some lootables along the way as well. I'll sort of show you guys everything that there is to loot in the area. And then I'll bring you guys back once we are done with the quest.
This monk still bleeds. The killer can't be far.
And in fact, the killer was actually the shinobi that was laying in wait right here, in case you hadn't figured that out. And if you would have came up the front stairway here, you would have been ambushed by him. But we ambushed the ambusher. Now here you have two ways of going up this hill. One way is going to be more or less walking straight into the fight, and the other way is going to be a slightly more sneaky way, but kind of puts you in the same position either way.
Shote sent me to find his daughter. But how can a spoiled daimyo's child help us?
This is the way of people.
Who are you? I am Naoe from Iga.
And what does someone from Iga want from me?
Your help getting into Sakamoto Castle and killing Akechi Kagemitsu.
That is my father's fight, not mine.
What happened to filial piety?
I followed that man from the hills of Koga to the flames of Ishiyama Honganji. I followed him for 12 years. He has no more loyal followers than me.
So why stop now?
I don't want to see him die in a foolish vendetta against the Akechi clan.
As opposed to dying in a meaningless fight on Mount Hiei?
These are my father's enemies. But I will consider your words. Farewell, Naoe.
So we have not really received a definitive answer,
Time to head to Sakamoto. Shote will be waiting.
but we do have to go and find Sote. But before we do, we're actually going to come around here. There's a few more items that we're going to have to grab. The second of our lost pages is actually going to be up on top here. There'll also be a chest with a guaranteed piece of gear. This level gear, what this gear is, rare, or the rarity of it, will be based on your level. And then in here is going to be our second lost page. And then our final lost page is going to be located inside of the hut here. It'll be sitting on a little table. And now we got ourselves another knowledge point on top of everything else. And then the final piece of gear is actually going to be an engraving. And it's located right behind the hut right here. And it'll be adrenaline on armor break. All right, and that is everything that is located within this entire quest. Our next stop is going to be back down by Sakamoto Castle. I will bring you guys back when I arrive for our meeting with Shote. All right, welcome back, everybody, and we are here for the big moment, the showdown at Sakamoto. We're at Sakamoto Tower right now, or just below it, and we are here to meet Shote. But there is one chest that I do want to bring your attention to here at Sakamoto Tower. And as we get to the top here, the only thing that I've ever gotten out of this chest is either going to be a random piece of gear, an engraving, or the last one is going to be an item for our hideout as well. So as we get up here, you can see there's our guy Shote that we're going to be going and speaking to. But before we go and talk to him, we're going to come over here to the side of the tower, use our grappling hook to get quickly up to the top. And within this chest right here, we are going to get We actually got an engraving. Armor piercing with backstab. We'll make our way back down, and let's come over here and talk to Shote. There's going to be a lot that is going to happen here, but I will bring you guys back as things need to be, or I'll come back and talk to you as things need to be spoken about. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit back and let you guys enjoy.
You have returned. Are your hands eager? Is your heart strong? Are you ready to take on Akechi Kagamitsu?
Yes, I am ready.
Good. We are all here. Let our war against Akechi Kagamitsu begin.
Don't you want to know what happened to your daughter at Mount Hiei? She is just as stubborn as you.
Kairo no ko wa kairo nawe. A frog's child is also a frog.
A tadpole doesn't look like a frog, but when it grows up... Never mind. What's the plan?
I spotted some gunpowder barrels in the castle.
You changed your mind.
About helping you. Now, setting those barrels on fire should pull the guards away from our target.
There is more to warfare than making things go boom, daughter. Heed my lesson. For one thing, Akechi Kagamitsu is protected by a champion swordsman, Gamo Yoshimitsu, a man not without honor.
I look forward to crossing swords with such a formidable warrior.
We must catch Gamo Yoshimitsu alone, away from the Akechi whelp.
I'm more interested in fiery booms.
You sound like my errant, wrong-headed daughter. Fortunately, we need to do both.
I will see to Gamo Yoshimitsu.
Then we will scout those barrels, light them up and create a diversion.
That will leave Akechi Kagemitsu vulnerable in the main keep.
Vulnerable and dead. And so it begins. Maybe you should lead the way.
All right, right off the bat, we are going to be in the shoes of Yasuke. And our main goal here is just to enter into Sakamoto Castle and challenge Gamo to a duel. Because he is an honorable samurai, there is no way that he would refuse. Because he would not want to bring disrespect upon himself. So I am going to actually equip the Kanabo for the first part of this. And then, because I just figured it would be great to show off this and how amazing it actually is. But the second portion, I will be doing the actual duel. We'll be doing with the sword. And you'll see why during the cutscene. But there is a dog here. Please stop and pet it. Don't be a monster. Pet the dog.
Ah, you are a rascal, I can tell.
Nothing? I won't give up.
Now, right away, normally you will be approached by a guard, and you are going to end up getting into a fight with the guards here. And now let's put our brand new Kanabo to use.
The victory this will be.
And you see just how powerful the Kanabos are. Just brutal. Absolutely insane how awesome this thing is. We did get hit a little bit there. I thought I'd be out of range of them, but no big deal. All right, so once you've entered in here, you can go through the side of the building, and there can be some dialogue that happens.
I heard a terrible noise.
Are we under attack?
Flee out the back as I go out the front door. I love you.
And it sounds like Gamo is actually in here with a lover or maybe his wife or something along those lines. But you can enter in through the side, and then once we come through the back door here, there will actually be a cutscene that occurs.
You are Nobunaga's foreigner. Why are you here?
I am here to fight you.
I am Gammo Yoshimitsu, descendant of the great Fujiwara, most revered of all clans. The sacred blood of the Nakatomi, children of the Kami, flows in our veins. And I will fight you to the death.
They call me Yasuke. Lord Oda Nobunaga gave me my sword. I accept your challenge. Samurai against samurai. Blood against blood. To the death.
Show me that famous technique, Yasuke.
And because of that line, I choose to fight this fight with the katana. Now, when it comes to him, he's going to have a lot of unblockable attacks, but he will have a long delay between those two blockable attacks that you can get in. He does do another 2-hit combo that consists of all blockable attacks, but perfect dodges are kind of your way to go in this fight. And also, use your skills on cooldown. And then remember to get your posture attacks in as they can be. Again, another skill. We do have 4, you counted them right, 4 actual adrenaline chunks right now to use against him, which makes this fight somewhat easy. And remember, if you ever do get hit, that you can use a skill to actually get back some of that health. Now, every time that you do swing at him and he blocks, he will always follow it up with an unblockable attack. So allow me to demonstrate. If he'll block one. So there's a block, and he'll always follow it up with a unblockable attack. All right, and now we can pretty much finish him off. Now, long pause between that one right there. And you can see you can almost use his ability to always follow up with a unblockable attack against him. We have almost got our cooldowns back, or our adrenaline back. And there it is.
Nothing to
samurai
it.
Against another, for honor to the death. An impressive application of Kami Izumi-sensei's teachings, Yosuke.
Thank you. Now it is up to the other two.
Do you have a daughter, Yosuke?
No.
I studied archery under the great Yoshida Shigemasa. But will Katsuhime accept my teaching? No, she wields a teppo. She will not marry anyone I propose. I should send her to a Buddhist nunnery.
Marriage or a nunnery, that is not for me to say. But her teppo should serve us well.
Watch where you point that thing.
What's wrong, Igahime? Does my teppo make you nervous?
It's not the weapon I fear, but the wielder.
Still hung up on that Iga versus Koga thing?
Nah, that contest is over. Iga wins. We make a better udon noodle soup.
Anyway, time to light up the castle.
I'll head toward the gunpowder. Cover me with that thing.
As you command, General Naoe. I'm off to my vantage point.
Vanished. Like a true shinobi.
All right, and now we are placed in the shoes of Naoe.
I should stay hidden here.
So we are going to do this as sneakily as possible. We're going to get our first assassination right here. Get that guy out of there. There is rations to refill on. Also, there are a lot of spots where you can actually refill a lot of your tools as well, because we're going to make heavy use of the kunai, and that's going to be kind of our main way that we're going to be completing this portion of the quest. So there are 3 explosives that we need to destroy, but first we're going to climb up here. Going to take this guy out. And you can see our first explosive is actually right here. And if you aim a little bit high, you can actually destroy it. And you can see right here is more tools to refill.
Left some tools behind for me to use.
And these tools will be all over the place. You just sort of got to keep an eye out for them. If you ever need to, hold down the left trigger and you can actually spot them. So now, as our diversion begins to actually take fold,
What was out there?
you can see that there is another one right here.
Nothing turned up.
You will notice that there is an enemy just inside here. There's also another one that's going to be further up ahead of us. Make sure to grab your loot along the way. There is a chest right here. There are chests all through here, but this is a castle that we'll be able to do a little bit later on as well. And we can actually get the next one if we jump down in here. Make our way into the bushes. We can actually get an angle where you can hit this one right here.
Time to get back to Katsuhime.
And now all we got to do is make our way back to Katsuhime now. And we're going to do this as stealthily as possible. And the best way is to just go right back up on the wall. And if we work our way along the wall, we're actually going to use this wall to get back over there. And you can see her right there. Now, one thing to be well aware of during this is that at any time, this bell can be rang, and that will make this entire fight much, much harder. So if you end up in open combat, remember, you want to keep anybody from ringing that bell as much as possible. You do not want anybody ringing that bell. You will become wanted in the area. But we're actually going to work our way along the backside of this wall.
Naoe, over here.
That's done. What are you staring at?
I miss living on Lake Biwa. Rising at dawn to hunt ducks, rowing myself through the mist.
By yourself? I thought you daughters of daimyo were rowed around by your minions.
You are jealous because you have no lakes in Iga.
We do too have lakes.
I'm not even sure you have rivers up in those hills. No wonder you're all so grubby.
Quiet, or into Lake Biwa you go.
Only teasing, Igahime. I'll cover you from the walls.
Where is Katsuhime?
Hidden on the walls. She'll give us covering fire.
Now for Akechi Kagemitsu. He is in the Tenshu, the tallest part of the castle.
Impressive. So how do we get in?
I spoke to the gardener. He used to be my gardener. He promised to leave the gate open for us.
That should be everything.
soldiers, stop those explosions! That gunpowder is brand new! And will someone please silence that damn dog?
And here is the choice. How do you wish to proceed is up to you, but I feel like it's only right to do this next part as Naue. We are essentially going to assassinate somebody that had a hand in the death of her father directly. So it's only right that we do it as Naue.
Stealth is the way.
Stealth and steel.
All right, and now that we are back in the shoes of Naue, you can actually use your eagle vision to sort of spot everybody if you want, but I'm going to give you guys the easiest, quickest way possible through this. The most direct route is to sort of come back here. There's going to be some dialogue we'll listen to.
Oh, why didn't I stay in Wakasa?
Don't move, Auntie! Save the sake!
All right, now we're just going to work our way along the rooftops here. You might start to get spotted, but just don't panic. And then we're going to jump to this wall, and we're going to make our way quickly along the wall and then go right up the side here and then press LB and use our grappling hook. That window is going to be our way in to defeat Akechi Kagemitsu. But first, we want to make our way up to the top of the tower because this will be a castle at a later point in time, so we can always come back and then use this as a fast travel point to get inside the castle. All right, and now that we have our viewpoint, we're actually going to start making our way back down. And once we drop off here, if you actually go into your eagle vision, you can see that there's an enemy right here, and then our target, Akechi Kagemitsu, right there as well. So we're actually going to drop down one more level, and you'll see that there's a window open. All you got to do is press circle or B, and you will drop down to that level. And we can go in through the window. We're going to make sure that we have smoke bombs equipped. And when this enemy moves back, we're going to go up the stairs. And we're going to stay as close as we can to this railing. Don't mind it if he does spot you. It's no big deal. But we're actually going to get an assassination in here. And then we are going to throw a smoke bomb right there. Do an assassination attempt. We're going to throw another smoke bomb right here. And now just watch him and go the opposite way that he goes. So he's coming this way. We're just going to go back the opposite way. And there is our assassination.
That is what you get for ambushing me on the bridge, you dishonorable cur.
The box! Tell me where to find the box!
Box? What box? You speak madness!
Then why serve the Shinbakufu?
They promised my uncle vast wealth and his power!
They?
More guards. Let's regroup at the old watchtower.
I need to meet Katsuhime and her father at the old watchtower.
And there it is. Showdown at Sakamoto is completed. Another target on the board has been eliminated. And it is going to be right here. Akechi Kajimitsu has now been killed. That's now 4 targets on the board defeated. Our next mission, our next part of this mission is to actually go and meet with Shote. So let's actually go up and speak with him. He's going to be not too far away. Matter of fact, I think I'll just keep you guys with me. No reason to send you guys away. It's only about 200 meters or so away. But a very interesting quest. Now, you can choose to do that all, you know, with Yasuke and balls to the walls, if so to speak, if you choose to. But I feel like it just makes sense as Naue to be doing that quest, seeing as how these were the people that had a hand in her father's death. So it just makes sense to me to do these as Naue. Let's make our way now back up on top of the tower. And as we get closer, there is going to be some dialogue that will happen once we get towards the top of this right here. And then we're going to have a long cutscene. And I will see you guys after all that is done.
When I issued the Rokkaku Shishikimu, following the Kanonji disturbance.
Nobody wants to hear about the boring old daimyo local.
Very well. As it is written in Kagekyo.
Father, life is not a no-play.
Looks like you two have reconciled.
He's a stubborn fool, and I'll stubbornly follow him. Like a fool.
With Akechi Kagemitsu gone, we're done here.
No, there is one other thing. A favor. The reason I asked you to meet me here. The Koga-ryu fell apart after Nobunaga's invasion.
But someone hired the survivors and gave them a new purpose, an evil one.
Not the first time the Kogans have been used against us.
A list of my former students. Meet me at Koga when you're done with them.
We will put this to good use.
Please, take this longbow as well. A Rokkaku family heirloom. One my daughter will not use.
Thank you. You are too generous.
I'm interested in your league if, you know, you ever want to talk about it.
I'll think about it.
And the choice left to you as well. Again, do you want to proceed as Yasuke or Naue? We are going to continue as Naue right now.
I will stay in Omi for a while.
Of course. You know how to find me.
And you're starting to get an idea now of just how this game, the game loop does proceed. So you do a mission, and a lot of times you're going to be given another objective board for you to go and complete. So that is exactly what has happened here. His former students are now available for us to actually go and take out. And we can also go and speak with Katsuhime about possibly joining the league. This is a higher level one than we're ready for, so we'll come back to that at a later point in time. And the same goes for these as well. So these are all of his former students, and there is a few of them that we could take on, but I prefer to do these all as one episode all at once. I just think it's just a cooler way to do it, in my opinion. So we're going to be saving all of those, but you can see there's several boards that have sort of popped up now that we can essentially go around and complete assassinations for. But right now, we're actually, as we see this beautiful view now, it is also available. I should mention that Sakamoto Tower is available now for you to do as a castle. You can see that there's some of the quests that have shown up. And there is a reward there for, you got to kill 3 daishos there. Then when you open up the chest, you are going to get a chest piece for Yasuke if you choose to do it right now. As always, you know, if you guys ever feel like breaking away from what we're doing in the walkthrough and going and doing these, this is always easy XP, easy mastery points, and a legendary. So feel free to do these whenever you come across them if you feel like you can. But first thing I want to do is actually check out the brand new legendaries that we have for Yasuke. So one is actually going to be a Naginata that belonged to the Naginata. This is Sage's Reach, and its legendary perk is stack plus 10% damage on the next hit with each block. And that does stack up, obviously, as it says right there in the name. So we're actually going to equip that one right now. Naginata is one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. And then the other one is going to be a ranged weapon. It's going to be the Last Breath legendary bow. And it says special ammo instantly triggers its affliction on a headshot. So if you are using special ammo, which now we're going to have access to since we have earned a bow, that now opens up the masteries for Yasuke. So now Yasuke, when we actually jump over to his side by clicking down on the right thumbstick, you'll see that we have the Naginata, the Kanabo, and also the bow have been added as skill trees. So all you got to do is loot one of the weapons and you will actually get it. This one will be unlocked further along in the story. So in the bow tree, there is actually some ways of getting special arrows, such as poison arrows or blood arrows or something along them lines. And as you use them, as long as you get headshots, it instantly triggers those effects, which is very, very useful. But right now that we have all that done, we are actually going to be going ahead and fast traveling all the way back down to the hideout. It has been a long time since we visited the hideout. And right now is the perfect time because it is just before we're actually going to have a season change. So let's go ahead and fast travel back there. Now that we've arrived back here, do not forget to go ahead and check your chest. There will be some materials that you're going to be able to get out of there. And then we are actually going to go and do some upgrades. So it's been a while since we've done any upgrades to the hideout at all. And the first thing that we are going to be doing an upgrade on today is actually going to be our stables. Our final upgrade for the stables is going to award us with Scout smuggling 20% more resources from stockpiles. So 20% more resources is going to add up over time. So the more time you have it active, the more useful you're going to actually get out of this. So let's go ahead and upgrade that. And that is now at max level. The next thing that we are going to upgrade is actually going to be the study. And that is going to award us with an additional scout that will join the league. Obviously, more scouts, more things that we can send them out to bring back, and we get 20% more of those things. So we're going to take this upgrade as well. And then the next thing that we are going to do is only available once you have unlocked Yasuke. You can actually enter into the build mode. And you will see that there are new buildings that have been awarded for us to actually build. And the first one that we're going to do is called the Terra. It is a small Buddhist altar where ancestors are enshrined. Experience gained is passively increased. So we get an extra 10% increased XP from just building this. So we're going to make sure that we actually build this one. And I'm going to see if we can we add this on right here? We can. Oh, that looks amazing. I think that's perfect. Let's go ahead and add the Terra on right there. And again, you can make all the customizations that you wish on this. This one I'm okay with. And there is no upgrades to be done on the Terra. All you do is build it, and that is it. You get an extra 10% more XP. Now that is done, we have had a quest that has been sitting here with us inside of the hideout for quite a while now. You can see there's the extra scout that has been added in. And if we actually come right out here, you can see there is another quest just over here. And while we're at the hideout, we might as well stop by and enjoy some time with our friends.
What's this? Sake? I was wondering what sort of person leaves good sake out in the open.
Only a fool who has forgotten the cups. Tomiko gave me that bottle. We should celebrate.
Celebrate?
If we must spill enemy blood together, the least we can do is raise a cup. Let us talk. Get to know one another.
How about a game? We ask each other questions and have to respond with total honesty. If you don't, you drink.
This is going to end poorly for me.
Let's start light. Tell me a joke.
Why must samurai always battle one another? Because there is only one way for a samurai to get ahead. Ahead. I did not say it was a good joke. Now, my turn. I'm already behind, so I might as well be bold. What is something you love? A place, person, memory. Something that makes you happy.
The smell of my auntie's stew. The way plum trees glow pink in the sunshine. My father's laugh. My turn. Where did you come from?
Far away. I was a child when they took us. But I remember it was warm. Thick trees with tiny branches as if growing upside down. And big-hearted people with hair and eyes and skin like mine.
That sounds beautiful.
It was. I hope to see it again someday. Are we winning this game or losing? I cannot tell.
If the bottle's being emptied, we are winning.
Good morning. Have you seen Naue? Why are you up on the roof?
Why are you so loud?
Auntie Tomiko told me it was the best way to wake you after a night of sake.
Do you regret it? The wind that blew you here?
Only the hangover.
So a wild night, raise a cup is now completed. We've had that quest for quite a while now. And we actually get to know, get them to spend a little bit of quality time with each other. So very cool little quest there, 1,000 XP for us. And now the last thing that we're going to end up doing for today probably is because we do not have a season change that has occurred yet, I feel like it's only the right thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab some contracts from the Kakurega. So we got a lot done today. Another one of the main quests. We've actually taken out another target. We've done some upgrades. We got some legendaries. A whole lot has been accomplished. I'm going to go off and do some more contracts and get those done before our next episode. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here for this episode. I appreciate all the love and support. As always, if you guys liked today's video, make sure you hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and also click that little bell notification icon if you guys never want to miss another episode. Thank you all so much. And as always, remember, life is short. Pause, save, and I will see you guys in the next episode.